Hello YouTube, how's it going? It's the professional here. So I got under a top 5 list for you guys today, and in today's video we are going to be focusing on the top 5 worst mistakes that new players make. And I am not attacking new players specifically in this. Everybody was a new player at one point, but I'm just singling out certain trends and certain things that new players have a really bad habit of doing them. And not all of these are done by new players. Some of them, even veterans, still make these mistakes, but new players are notorious for making these mistakes. And a lot of these mistakes really hurt themselves and really hurt their experience to play this game. And some of these mistakes can even hurt other players' experiences. So here we go. Let's start the video. Top 5 worst mistakes that new players make. So starting off this list at number 5 is doing contact missions too quickly. If you are a new player, you are most likely going to start out doing contact missions. Contact missions have been in the game since day 1, and they're pretty simple. A lot of the missions are simple, at least, especially the lower ranked ones. And they basically just require you to do a certain amount of objectives, and then you get paid. But the problem is that people rush through them, and a lot of new players, they seem to get this idea, if I complete a lot of contact missions really quickly, I'm going to make more money the quicker I complete it. No, it's not the case necessarily. And this clip, I'm speeding this clip up just to save time, but as you guys see, I'm doing this this is one of the earliest missions that you get for Simeon, where you just have to deliver this one car to his dealership, and I'm doing this in basically under a minute. So I'm doing it in under a minute, and I'm going to show you guys how much money you get. The longer you take on these missions, the more money you get. Up to 15 minutes. When you get past 15 minutes, that's the max you should get. That's the max you will get, but don't go past 15 minutes. I recommend everybody take at least 5 minutes on these missions. So take a look at this. We're watching the cutscene. Simeon is talking. Pay attention now to how much we're going to get paid. Now remember, we did this in basically around a minute. So for completing this mission in around a minute, how much do we get? Let's take a look right now. 2,290. That's not really good. Okay, now we're doing the exact same mission here. We're at the end. The exact same mission, but the difference is we took exactly 5 minutes. So I was on my stopwatch. After 5 minutes passes, I deliver the car, and take a look at how much I get now. Now remember, we got $2,290 for taking 1 minute on this mission. Now if we take 5 minutes, we got $9,150. That's basically an extra $7 grand for just sitting around and doing nothing for an extra 4 minutes. So don't rush through these missions. Take a little bit of time. Take around 5 minutes and you get more money. Number 4 is not making any friends. Now look, I'm not attacking anybody for having a lack of friends, but what I am saying is that people should at least make an attempt. Try to make an attempt to at least make friends on this game, because if you have friends in this game, it's a lot more fun, but it's also a lot more easy. And I don't know why people want to put this extra stress on themselves. They just want to do everything solo. Some things are good to do solo, but other things are good to do as a team. And in this case, I'm showing you guys an example of why it's much better to play with friends. In here, I'm selling a weed business, and look at this. I gotta fly this helicopter all the way down to the city. I gotta make 5 drops, and then I gotta go back up, and I gotta pick up the other helicopter. In between that time, when I'm down in the city, some griefer could just come up here and just blow up the other helicopter, and then I'll lose that product as well. Versus if I had this one other friend with me, that other friend could also fly that helicopter, and we could be done in less than 5 minutes in this mission. But now this mission is going to take at least 10 minutes, and I was really lucky on this mission. I was really lucky that I didn't get attacked by a griefer, but it's just based on luck. If I had a friend with me, it would be a lot more safe. And look, if you're having trouble making friends, then I understand. I sympathize with you 100%. But if there is somebody out there that just doesn't want to make friends at all and just wants to do everything solo, because I know there's plenty of people out there, I've seen it personally, I just don't understand why people just want to put that extra burden over themselves. Sure, there's certain things that are better to do solo, I'm not denying that. But if you can play as a team, why wouldn't you take that option? It'd be a lot easier. You help your friend, they help you back. You talk to people, you at least engage with other people, it makes the game more interesting. I just don't understand why some people want to do everything solo. And, even if your friends aren't helping you and they're just in that lobby, and let's say you're delivering cargo or something like that, or you just get jumped by a bunch of people, if you get attacked by, multiple people for, no reason, because there are plenty of people out there, are plenty of KD warriors and tryhards and all those people, the griefers, they will jump low-level players the second they see them. So it's a really good idea. Because they just want to raise their KD, and they think it's really easy to kill those low-level players. So it's a good idea to make friends early on that have your back. And if I'm playing in a lobby and I see a bunch of griefers just attacking one player just for no reason, I'll go over there and I'll fight those people. I just wish more people would act like that. So it's much better if you make friends in this game, and make sure you make friends early on. For any new players starting out this game, it's essential that you at least try to make an attempt. If you can't make friends, fine, but at least make an attempt to make some friends. And I know what some people are going to say. Some people are going to say, well, you know, you have a lot of subscribers and you have a big crew, so of course you're going to always have people helping you out, but the average player isn't going to have that. I get that and all, but the thing is, before I even made my YouTube channel, before I made it years ago, I would play GTA Online all the time, and I had plenty of friends. I always made friends, I helped them. I would see another person in the lobby doing CEO crates, and I would ask them, hey, do you need any help with that? And they would invite me, and that's how I made a lot of my friends. I made a lot of my friends through CEOs, through MCs, even through heists. So I had plenty of people that I was playing with, plenty of friends that I was playing with, even before my crew, even before my channel. So people that would just say, you know, you have a big crew that always have your back. Not necessarily. I've always played with people, and I've always supported other people, and they've always helped me. So for any new player starting out in this game, it's essential that you try to make friends that'll have your back and that you can grind with, and it'll be a lot more fun. I can tell you that 100%. It's always better playing as a team than playing by yourself all the time, you know? You never know when you're going to need that backup. What if you're in a really bad situation and you chose to play solo? You know, you never know what's going to happen. And look, I understand if people are there that don't have friends, that have a hard time making friends, and for example, their friends are always offline, and they don't have people to help them. I understand that, but what I'm arguing here is just try to make an attempt, at least make an attempt to make friends, because you won't regret it. If you make the right friends that'll have your back, this game will be a lot easier for you, especially if you're a new player. Number 3 is attacking everyone for no reason. And I guarantee you, everybody watching this video has been killed at least one time by somebody for no reason other than being in the same lobby. So take a look at this, guys. I'm just cruising around on my motorcycle. I'm minding my own business. I already passed a few people, not giving me problems. Then, a rank 69, this Quais guy, he's literally rushing towards me. I can tell you for a fact, he's not rushing towards me to be my buddy. And for new players, this is notorious. They will just literally attack every player on site for no reason. And they seem to have this idea that the game wants them to just kill other players for literally no reason. So take a look at this. I dropped the proximity mine. He's stupid to follow me down the alley, and he gets blown up right there. But this happens all the time. New players automatically assume that this is like a PvP game. This game has PvP in it, but it's not PvP focused. PvP is optional. And there's so many players in this game that they will just kill people for no reason. And, you know, veterans do this all the time. But like I said earlier, it's notorious for new players. And for new players, it is going to cause them a lot more problems. In this case right here, you guys see me bombing a cargo griefer. This guy tried to blow up my friend's cargo, so I was getting back at him. But this is going to cause those new players nothing but problems. They might seem to think it's fun, like attacking other players for absolutely no reason. What happens if that guy has friends? What happens if that guy isn't a crew? And the worst possible thing a new player can do is when they attack cargo. When a new player attacks cargo, they see this little red blip on their map, and they automatically assume that it's in their best interest to destroy that cargo. You get literally a $2,000 reward for destroying cargo. And plenty of veterans still destroy cargo. I don't get how anybody in this game can possibly destroy cargo. Like, you waste all this money on these explosives, and then you only get $2,000 for blowing up the cargo. And a lot of these guys, you know, they'll argue that the game tells them to do it. But just because the game tells you to do it doesn't mean you should do it. I don't understand. Like, there's no benefit in destroying cargo. And like new players, they'll just see that red cargo blip, and they'll be like, oh, I gotta destroy it. And if you attack that cargo, that is the worst possible thing that you can do as a new player, because you are going to get attacked by so many people. There's going to be a mob of people that are going to jump you for attacking them. And you pretty much brought it on yourself if you attack people for no reason. There's a mob of people that are going to jump you, and they're going to keep fighting you and keep killing you until you literally leave the lobby. So if you're a new player, if somebody attacks you, fight back. But try to avoid fighting other players for no reason. Don't do it. It's just not really worth it. I recommend new players try playing in free aim, because free aim lobbies are generally more peaceful. I'm not saying you're not going to get attacked in a free aim lobby, but it's a lot more common in auto aim. Auto aim, the players are just a lot more aggressive. So if somebody attacks you, then fight them. But other than that, if you're a new player, you're level 1, you're going to have less health than average. You're not really going to have access to the best body armor. You're not going to have access to the best weapons. Don't start fights you can't finish, because you are going to get destroyed by much higher level players. I can tell you that for a fact. Don't attack players for no reason. Number 2 is being uncooperative in heists. And if you guys did heists, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This can happen to any kind of player, but it most often happens with new players. And here I'm showing you guys a perfect example. I'm doing this entire mission stealth, and this happens oftentimes on the stealth missions. I just hate doing the stealth missions on heists, because this almost always happens. And my friend Deadpool at the end, he intentionally fails. So he intentionally fails here at the end, so don't get annoyed at him. But he's just showing you guys what can possibly happen. So take a look at that. I pretty much wiped out all the guards, and then he got caught and it failed. And looking at my character's eyes, that's exactly how I feel. I'm just so annoyed. This happens all the time. If you can't do stealth, then let the other people on the team do stealth. I don't know why some people just rush in and they just don't want to cooperate, don't want to work together as a team. Heists are team-based. If you're not willing to work as a team, then you should not be playing heist at all, period. And here we have another example. This Death Star guy, he's rank 82, and this guy proved my point. Here's what happened. Me and my friends, we did Series A. We got up all the way to the finale. One guy of our squad left, and he told us to just do the finale without him. And we got a noob in here just to test, to literally test, to see if this would happen, and it happened. And here when we do the cuts is exactly what I'm talking about. As you guys see, I gave the random a 10% cut. And it's not to be greedy. I gave the remainder of his cut to my friends. I didn't take it. But what these new players, they need to understand is that if you join on the finale, don't expect to get the same amount as everybody else. Because take a look up there. What these new players don't understand is the leader setup cost, $40,400. The heist leader has to pay for the heist. Plus, the heist leader does not get paid for the missions, the setup missions at all, period. So the heist leader automatically has to give himself a 40% cut and give the other 3 people 20%. That's the easiest way that you can balance it out. It's fair to everyone. But if somebody new joins on the finale at the very end, and I don't care if this guy's a rank 500, if he's a rank 1, if you join on at the very end on the finale, do not expect to get the same kind of cut as everybody else. That is unfair to the rest of the team. My friends here, Philip and Deadpool, they were on this heist since the very beginning. They did all the setup missions with me. It took us like basically around almost 2 hours to finish all the setup missions. More like an hour and 45 minutes, but close to there. So these guys, they were with me since the very beginning. And then this guy joins on the very end at the finale. Why should he get the exact same cut as them? That's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair to Philip. It's not fair to Deadpool. If this guy can just join at the very end, not help with all the other setup missions, and then he expects to get a 25% cut. And the worst is when they demand even more. So if you join at the finale, at the very end, and you didn't help with any of the other setup missions, don't expect to get the same kind of cut. It's not about money. It's about effort. It's not fair to the rest of the team when you join on the finale and then you're demanding to get the same amount as everybody else when you weren't there for the other setup missions. And just as I predicted, this guy couldn't handle a 10% cut. And 10%, he got 50,000. That's 50 grand for just doing one mission. That's really good, especially for a new player. You get paid $50,000 for one mission. What are you complaining about? And just as I predicted, the guy left right here and he wasted our time. And this happens all the time where these guys will just leave the lobbies. They'll be unreasonable. They won't listen to the rest of the crew, and they'll just be messing up the heist constantly. And I'm not saying all new players are like this, but this is notorious with new players on heists. And when you are a new player and you join a heist, you're most often going to get kicked because people are going to assume that that's exactly what you're going to do, because new players have been such a nuisances in heists, and they basically ruined it for everybody else that's willing to be cooperative because of just their unreasonable behavior in heists. And number 1, the worst thing that new players do, wasting money on junk. The problem here is that they take the only earnings they make, the only money that they actually make, what they can actually get together, and they'll waste it on cosmetics, they'll waste it on clothes, they'll waste it on cars. And I'm not saying don't get the clothes and don't get the cars, but don't get this stuff until you have an actual way to make money, an actual stable, good way to make money, like owning a business, owning an MC business, owning an import-export warehouse, some kind of way to make money. What a new player should do is the first money that they get, they should save it up for a 10-car apartment. That's 10-car apartment. That's what they should literally do, to save up all their money and get that so that they can then store vehicles in there, and then they have a safe house they can spawn in. That's one of the most essential things that they can get, is the safe house. And then after that, try to save up for something like a CEO office tower. That's going to take some grinding. But if you save up your money instead of just constantly spending it on junk, you're going to be a lot better off, and you're going to be able to actually maximize earnings later on. The worst possible thing is when you take a car to Benny's. That's what's going to happen, is a lot of these new players, they're going to want to spend their money. They're not going to want to invest their money because they want to get something cosmetic. They want to get like a new car, and then they want to upgrade it, and then they happen to take that car to Benny's or like the paint and spray, and then they're upgrading it here, and they're going to be wasting so much money, thousands and thousands of dollars just wasted, thousands and thousands of dollars that could have been invested in different businesses, other ways to make money. So literally buying this junk and wasting money on all these cosmetics, this is what causes a lot of players to go broke. This isn't just relevant to new players, it's also relevant to veterans. I've talked about this in my previous video on 5 tips to avoid going broke, but this, for new players, this is a really, really bad habit. And if you're a new player, the best thing that you can possibly do is to save up your money, Save up your money and invest it in things that are going to help you later on. Buy an apartment, buy an office, buy some sort of business. Don't buy the cosmetics until you have a stable source of income, because you go broke early on, especially if you're a new player, you're not going to have many alternatives to make money, and it's going to really mess you up then. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.